start my channel and everything. So back to my story. And then I saw make money online, make money. I can't dey ask myself, say abeg, all this money when they talk make money online, how do I make this money? So that advert, the guy said he was doing some video editing class and we're going to pay a token of 3,000 naira if you want to be part of the class. No, you can't be. So when I saw them, that was when it dawned on me that yes, my auntie was actually gone. So that was when I cried a little, but I couldn't even cry where my people were, because my mom has lost a lot of persons around her now. I was just so sorry for the woman. And if me now, I start crying, you understand, who will encourage? So I now went outside, and it was outside that I cried a little. And hello everyone, good morning, you're welcome to the channel. This is Vanessa's reality, and I'm a YouTuber based in Bayelsa, okay, and I'm Vanessa by name. So few days ago I came across a video that really inspired me, okay, and I made up my mind that I was going to share my story, okay, on how I started my YouTube journey. Okay, so it all started in 2023. Okay, please, this is a story time, okay, and this particular video might end up being very long, but I want to plead and encourage every one of you to please watch this video to the end and help me share this video, okay. I want this video to actually go viral, okay, because there was a reason why I started this channel, and I'm actually seeing that season in my life where I need your help, where I need your support more than ever before. Okay, so you see, I've been doing a long form content a lot, okay. You see my smiles and everything, but actually there's every story, okay, there's a story to tell. So it all started in 2023, okay. I created this channel 17th of June 2023, and before I started this channel in April 2023, I lost a dear auntie, okay. She was a strong support system to myself, my siblings, my parents, my household, and when she died, it was really a very difficult one for us, a very difficult pill for us to swallow, okay. Even after 2 years, it still seemed like a dream, you understand. And personally, I just said to myself that I was going to just put it in my mind like she traveled and she was going to return, you understand, just to encourage myself. So back to my story in 2023 April. My auntie is someone that likes the hospital, you understand. She was a surveyor here in Bayelsa State, and she was doing well for herself, actually a registered surveyor. She had her own office and all that. So in April 2023, there was a day that my mom said she was going to the hospital, that my auntie's husband called her and told her that my auntie was in the hospital. Okay, actually when she said that, you understand, myself, I really didn't take it too seriously, because my auntie is someone that likes the hospital. you know, someone that will go to the hospital for headache, someone that will go to the hospital for catarrh, when we can, people like us, we easily go to the street pharmacy, you understand. But she's someone that is very conscious of health of herself, her son, and her family members. Well, she left behind a little boy, okay, and his name is George. Now back to my story in 2023 April, when my mom said she was going to the hospital. I felt like, okay, maybe it's one of a minor illnesses that have taken her there. So later my mom called that she wasn't going to come back that day, that she was going to stay at the hospital. So I felt like, this woman wants to stay behind. Okay. So the next day again, she said she was still at the hospital and she was not going to come back. So I said to myself that this one, that she's not coming back, which means this matter, it will be a very serious one. So I said, okay, let me go and visit. So she was admitted at our Federal Medical Center here in Yenegua, that is FMC. So when I went, she was at the emergency ward, okay, and at the women section. So that was how I went there. I pray I don't cry, okay, because this is a story that I really don't like sharing, and I don't like talking about it much. So I went to the hospital and I saw my auntie, and she was in pains, like serious pain, and sometimes she would scream. So the thing there is, we were confused. We were not too sure where was even paining her, because she was just complaining that the whole body was paining her. So they've already ran all the tests, because actually money wasn't really an issue. So they ran all the tests, and this general federal hospitals, this doctor will come and check, this doctor will come, give their prescription, give their test in the morning, another doctor will come in the afternoon. But I know she was in pain and she was screaming. So when she saw me, she now held me, you understand. Well, one thing I want to say is that I have a very good relationship with my family, extended family, you understand. And I don't even know how to say, but this particular lady is close, you understand. She's someone that I've stood in like a mother. She's stood in like a mother, an auntie. Well, so when she saw me, she has just, as at then, her son was just 6 years old, and she was already in her 40s. So you understand, most of the time I'm that one person that she will call, you understand, come and help me do this in the house, come and help me take this to this person and all that. So when she saw me, she was not like, you came to see me. She not told me that I'm in pain, so I'm in pain. So I was not like, Aunt Jennifer, what is wrong? What, like, how exactly are you feeling? And she was just screaming. When I mean screaming, I mean she was screaming. You understand? Just shouting. When the pain comes, she will shout. So we were just confused, you understand, and the doctors were not really saying anything. So later that day, some members of her church came. She was a member of Gateway International Church, Yenegua. So our pastor came, some other members came, and before then she was telling us that we should take her out of the hospital. Now she take her out of FMC, that she does not want to stay in FMC anymore. So she was like, mommy girl, people should discharge me, I don't want to stay here, take me away. She will say, I'm dying, no, I'm dying, no, you know, that kind of a thing. So we are telling her that no, you are not dying, stop using those kind of words, that you are going to be okay. But she was screaming and telling us, I'm dying, I'm dying, take me out of here. So we now asked her that, okay, if we take you out of here, where do you want us to take you to? She now said that we should take her to her church hospital in Port Harcourt. That is the Gateway Church Hospital. I think Bethesda or something. It has one name. So she said that was where we should take her to. And I'm glad that we did, because even after everything that happened, one thing that I said to myself is, if I hadn't taken her out of FMC, as at that point where she was asking us to take her out of FMC, personally I would have felt this guilt that maybe this lady saw what was coming and then we didn't listen, but we did. So the way she was screaming and everything, I couldn't even go home because I saw the condition that she was in. I saw the condition that she was in. So we decided, you know, my auntie is someone that is this very lovable person, and when she was in the hospital for some days, the other extended, our brothers were now worried, so a lot of persons came in that Sunday to come and see her. You understand? Because it has stayed beyond our expectation. So our brothers too were there, the wife was there, you understand? Our church members too were there. As at then, the pastor that was in charge of the church was Pastor Amy Dinkin. And those of you in Gateway, you probably know him. That was the resident pastor of Gateway International Church here in Bayelsa State. So he was also there. So this lady wasn't just comfortable. If you tell her that you are going, she will not be crying and be telling you that, so you are going to leave me here to die. So if people want to leave me here to die, that's kind of the thing. So we now decided that we were taking her out of the hospital, and the doctors were like, no, we should not take her, that if we take her out of the hospital, if anything happens, we should sign against, that kind of a thing. So we said yes, we are going to sign against. So the husband signed against. We now made arrangements that we're going to take her down to Gateway International Church Hospital in Port Harcourt the next day, which is on a Monday. So we made the arrangements, and then there's this a doctor friend that we also contacted. So it was later, by the time we finished everything that Sunday, because they've been there for some days, they've asked them to run the test, they ran all the tests, and all the file was just there on the table. Nobody is saying anything, nobody is doing anything, they are not even making use of the result, and this person is screaming in pains. So we now signed against, and we took her out of the hospital. We got home that night. So when we got home that night, one of our doctor friend now came to see her and everything. So we told him how it was like. So him is a doctor now, and it was not like, we should have just left her there, we should have just left her there now, that we wouldn't have taken her out of the hospital since she wasn't okay. So not only that, there was no way for us to leave her there, since she said she does not want to stay at the FMC anymore, and we should take her down to her church hospital there in Port Harcourt. So that night, we now took her to the hospital, to the house. And actually, my mom said while she has been in the hospital, that's FMC, she has not been sleeping. She has not been sleeping. In the night, she'll be like, these people, they've come. And while she was saying that, you know, when you go to the hospital, you'll be seeing different kind of things. The other ladies, one other woman there too was also making her own scenario of, you know, these people, they are coming, these people have come, you understand, that kind of a thing. But when we took her to the house that night, my auntie actually slept very peacefully. she was not screaming of the pains anymore. So we felt like, okay, it's a good one. So on the Monday morning, we now left. This was around all this 20th, 21st, 20, I think this was like, let's say on the 20th or 21st, thereabouts. But it was between those this thing, because I think she actually died on the 23rd. So let me say it was around 20, but I didn't want to keep, I don't have the date in my head, because I don't want to keep keep, you understand, that as a record and all that. So we now took her down to herself, my mom, and one of her workers in her office. You know, I told you she's a surveyor. So one of the boys, because of the kind of relationship that she actually had with them, so the boy now followed her, one of her workers followed my mom, the husband, and they drove them down to Port Harcourt, and she was admitted at the Gateway Hospital there. So initially she wanted to see the lead pastor, which is Pastor George Izunwa, because they knew themselves, you understand. So she actually went there because she felt like she was going to have prayers and all that. So they went to the hospital, they were admitted, and actually some pastors prayed for her, but it wasn't really Pastor George that she was expecting to maybe be able to meet one-on-one and all that, because that's how she goes to Port Harcourt and they do meet. So by Tuesday, they went on Monday. By Tuesday she was fine, she was eating, she was now sitting properly, and she was talking. So when I called my mom was like, your auntie is doing well, oh, you understand. So I now said, okay, we thank God. And I think I spoke to her on phone, and our other relations in Port Harcourt, she has her elder sisters there in Port Harcourt, so they actually went and they visited her at the hospital, and that was it. So they were planning that since she was okay, they were going to stay like maybe they are going to just stay to see the progress, and she was doing better than when she was at the FMC hospital here in Nigeria. So we are now relaxed and happy. Only for me to call, I think, the next day, and I think it was my mom that called that morning. I was at my auntie's house with her son and one of my cousin brother, okay, who is now a surveyor himself, you understand. So at least we are using that one to console ourselves too. So while we were there, my mom now called me and was like, Auntie Jennifer has left us. So when she said that, confusion, I was not like, how? Because this is a lady that was doing okay the previous day, and people were even talking about coming back very soon. So how come? So my mom, I was just speechless, and I now told my cousin brother with me, that's you, my mommy just called though, and she said Auntie Jennifer has gone. We did not cry, you understand, because it was very difficult to believe. But when reality dawned on me was when later that evening, my mom, the husband, the worker, and one of my uncle came back to the house, and they came back empty-handed, alone. I was calling you. When I called, they were like, they are making arrangement to bring her back before they came. I was like, this thing is serious, so you understand. I was like, this thing is serious. So when I called again, they were not like that FMC mortuary in Yenengwa. I was like, this matter is serious, so you know, very hard to believe. So actually I want to say thank you to Gateway International Church, okay, for the love and the support. So I think a pastor followed my mom down to Bayelsa that day. Followed my people down to Bayelsa, not my mom alone, and she was kept in the mortuary before he went back. So I cannot really tell every other thing that happened, but I'm sharing my own part of the story. So it was later that day that my people came empty-handed, and then before they came, one or two relatives were already in my auntie's house. You understand? So in my mind I said, just like that. You understand? You know, that is something that you will just wonder, like, what is really just like that. So people don't come house. So when I saw my mom, my mother has cried. They've cried. And honestly speaking, when all of this was happening, not a single tears have dropped my eyes, because I said, no, it can't be. So when I saw them, that was when it dawned on me that, yes, my auntie was actually gone. So that was when I cried a little, but I couldn't even cry where my people were, because my mom has lost a lot of persons around her that I was just so sorry for the woman. And if me now, I start crying, you understand, who will encourage? So I now went outside, and it was outside that I cried a little. And the worker that went with them to Port Harcourt was the one that said, no, I shouldn't cry. So he was the one that encouraged me. So I then cleaned my face and I came back inside. As at that point, I knew that there's nothing that could be done. And honestly speaking, there was just this strength that came to me. That when others were crying, I wasn't crying. But I was broken. My heart shattered. But I was just encouraged. I didn't cry like the way I thought I would. There was nobody to do anything. I was the only one that could be running around. You understand? I'm the first child in my family, and my siblings are younger. So if me now I'm broken, my mom is already broken, who will now encourage the other people? So that was how God gave me strength. While we were making burial arrangements for my auntie in the month of May, she was buried. Our service of song was I think on the 18th of May, and she was taken home on the 20th. Between that 1 month interval, mind you, don't forget, I'm sharing a story, and I'm starting from what happened, what led me to start a YouTube channel. I'm sorry if this video is going to be long, but it is my story, and I promised that I was going to give every single details of what happened. So while we were mourning my auntie, my father's immediate elder brother, we lost that one. So we are now mourning from my maternal side, and we're also mourning from my paternal side. He died in the month of May. Between that 1 month, in between 1 month, in just few weeks, I think about 2 weeks or a week thereabout. So we buried him in the month of May, not long after he died. Then we now buried my auntie too, that same May 2023. So my dear, it was just an unfortunate one for me. So this my auntie that I'm talking about is, like I said, like a mother, an auntie, a friend, an elder sister. You understand? They are just these people that I can go to her, especially my helper. She was my helper. In this life, there are two persons that I know I could run to any minute, any time. And one is my father, and two is my auntie. And I know they'll be able to rescue me no matter the amount that I asked for. So after she was buried, on the day of her burial too, I couldn't even cry. And thank God that day God just gave everybody strength, because if one person in our circle have cried, if maybe I have cried, if maybe my mother has cried, if maybe my siblings have cried, or my uncles have cried, it would have actually maybe been a situation where everybody was just looking at each other like, if this person need to cry, why na me wan start am, you know, that kind of a thing. So everybody, God just gave us this strength. That morning we were cooking. I was the one doing all the running around. When we were cooking, myself and Becky and one of my mom's friends and every people, we were doing the cooking for refreshment. That morning I was not like, so now my auntie burial will happen today, like this burial arrangement now my auntie won't go bury like that, you know, that kind of a thing. And this song came into my mind. He said, God of everything, in heaven and earth, I think He's the first and the last, the beginning and the end. He lives forevermore. Oh, no one else can compare, Abi, to the great and mighty things. My just name, it all belongs to you, something like that. God of everything. So that was the song that came into my mind, and I was just playing it. I was still holding on to my faith. I said, even this has happened to me and I'm broken, it doesn't change the fact that God is still God. You understand? God is still God. So we went to the village, we did everything, we came back. And that was when I now sat myself down, and a lot was going through my mind. I was like, so now I no get helper. So now, who will I run to when I need help? Who will I run to when I need money? As I then, I want to thank everyone that have been standing for me, my family, ever since this tragedy happened. Thank you, uncles, because you know, as at then I was not like, who will help, who will do this, who will do that. It was just coming through my mind. My siblings who couldn't even cry and all that. Everybody just the bottle pain inside. And I want to thank my uncles that have stood in the gap, that have been supportive, that have picked my call every time that I called, that have listened to me, that have been trying to be there for myself and my family ever since we lost that auntie. You know, my auntie is someone that even these her brothers that I'm talking about, they could go to her any moment, anytime, and she was of help to everybody, every member of the family. You understand? So since she left, we just decided that we were going to be there for each other, be there for one another, and they've been there for my mom in order not to make her feel alone. You understand? And they've been there for us too. So she's everybody's auntie, but you understand, there are some relationships that are just very close. So my friends too, I want to thank every one of you. I cannot start counting or mentioning name one after the other, but anytime I call, thank you to all of you that have answered me. Thank you to all of you that have stood by me during trying times. I really appreciate every one of you. So after we buried my auntie, that was when I now sat myself down and I said, okay, I need something, an extra income. Mind you, I work. It's not as if I don't work, but I'm going to be very honest here with all of you. What I receive at the end of the day is 50,000 naira. So I said to myself, this 50,000 naira that I'm not used to be solving all my personal issue before I'll not be extending it to my siblings, my home, my mom. You understand? Being that I'm the first child, yes, in one way or the other, I still have responsibility. Mind you, as at this time, I still have my father. My father was working, but there was just this gap. You understand? This vacuum that was already created, because even my father sometimes will call my auntie and say, please abeg, I don't know how my house want to help me, rescue me, or send them something, you know that kind of a thing. So even my father too, everybody. So that was when I now saw this thing, make money online. That was in June. So between May, June, I started this channel when I was grieving seriously. And thank you, YouTube, because YouTube helped me to pass that my grieving stage, because I started picking my camera and I discovered that, I cried, but it was not like I was crying for everybody to see me. I would just shed tears and I would go to the bathroom. I wash my face with water because I didn't want anybody in my house to see me cry. I didn't want my mother to see me cry. I didn't want my younger siblings to see me cry. So I'll just go to the bathroom, I cry, I wash my face, and I come out. But when I started picking when I started picking this camera and I started making YouTube videos, you understand? Whenever I feel very sad, I'll just pick up my phone and I start my channel and everything. So back to my story. And then I saw make money online, make money. I can't ask myself, see, abeg, all this money when they talk make money online, how do I make this money? So that advert, the guy said he was doing some video editing class and we're going to pay a token of 3,000 naira if you want to be part of the class. So that was when I now made started this thing. How will I even put it? I now made payment and I joined the WhatsApp group. I paid the 3,000 and he was now teaching us how to use different editing app. It was a class for 10 days. So we joined and he was showing little. One thing is, this is my phone. There are some of the app that was not even working. Because if you know, this phone I'm managing it. The camera is not so bright, it's not so huge, and I just decided to stick to the apps that works with my phone because that is what I've been using. So guys, that was how I started my YouTube channel. So I started this channel in a period where I was broken. I started this channel when I was mourning my late auntie. I started this channel when I was grieving. You understand? I was broken. And YouTube helped me. YouTube helped me a lot to come out of my grieving process. I didn't fall into depression because holding my camera became an hobby. It became something that put smile on my face, even when I was having low views. You understand? For the fact that I hold camera, if you hold camera now, tears no go dey, you no go hold camera they cry. That kind of a thing. So that was how I started my YouTube journey. You understand? That was how I started this YouTube channel. So I started this YouTube channel because I wanted an extra source of income. I started this channel because I needed help. I started this channel because my family needs more support. Okay, so when I saw that video a few days ago and people shared story, I said there's a part of me that is huge. And if I want to say how I started my YouTube journey, there's a story I need to tell. There's a story I need to share. So I want to plead with every one of you that will come across this channel to please help me, support me, share this video. I actually want this video to go viral if possible. You understand? Please, if you can share, please share my video. If whichever way you can support, if you want to even reach out to me one-on-one, my WhatsApp number is in my description, my email is in my description, and also my email is there. My Facebook too is there, so you can even reach me on Facebook, send a Facebook message and all that. So guys, I want to say thank you to all of you that have been with me this past 2 years, that have been supporting me, that have been encouraging me, that have been loving me, that have been helping me become a better person. Today you see me, I'm still learning a skill. Is all part of it. It all started from here. What inspired me was that I lost someone very close, and there was an empty vacuum, an empty space, and I just decided to sit up, that I wasn't going to be depending on anyone anymore. I needed to be financially independent because my salary is not enough. 50,000 naira I pay to work, you understand? You help siblings. I have siblings in school that will call you, auntie, please send me something. You have to send them before you now have to maybe drop something for the house. Inside the 50,000 naira, now I want to take solve all this family problem. Talking about family problem, I have another video I want to share. Something now happened to my father after this, my auntie. So I think I'm going to make a separate video, I think, concerning that. Okay, but for now, this is my story on how I started my YouTube journey. So please help me, support me. Okay, yes, this channel is monetized. We got monetized this year after 2 years, and I'm grateful to God. But the thing there is, this channel is not even giving me much. I'm just getting cent, 13 cents, 10 cents on my videos. But if you can help me, if you can support me, if you can help me share my video, you understand, I think I'll be able to now make something tangible out of my videos that I can use to also support my family. Okay, so to all of you that have become my YouTube family, you understand, YouTube is one social media platform that I have seen love. I have seen genuine love. Like, you meet people who are strangers and they just accept you, you understand, like their own. So after everything happened, you understand, few months later, in the month of February 2024, my father, his friend called. I was like, people should pray for your father, pray for your father. Your father is in the hospital. Your father has been unconscious for some days now. My people, this is another story. This is another story. Remember, I lost my auntie in in April 2023. My father's younger brother, immediate elder brother, we lost him in May 2023. And between May to February, my father was fighting for his life. Remember, I mentioned something earlier. In this life, there are two people that I could run to for help. So in February 2024, just few months after we've mourned in 2023, my father's friend from work called that your father fell and he was vomiting blood, and people should pray for him. He has been unconscious. My dear, it was like my world crumbling. I was like, what is happening? I couldn't ask God, say, God, personally, did I do anything wrong?